Have everything up and warned here in that bright pink ice storm warning. Very eye-catching on purpose, right? Wichita down into Oklahoma, into the panhandle of Texas, all the way over into western Illinois, where you're seeing the winter storm watches. That is that heads up where we're saying, yeah, it is going to be on the move, and you could be looking at a glaze. It may not be crippling, but it is enough to create treacherous conditions on the roadways. The cold air is not helping, right? It is pouring down that shallow layer, obvious where we're seeing some of the freezing rain right now. And as we were talking about, look at the lightning right now. And this is the I-44 corridor between Springfield and St. Louis. Right now, that's where we're seeing some of the precipitation, even back into Oklahoma. And again, it doesn't take a lot of that precipitation, that freezing rain, to really create big problems. So while we have a little bit going on right now, we fully expect as we get in through late tonight and tomorrow especially, you're going to see that radar kind of fill in. This is what's really concerning us, where you have a lot of moisture coming down now, temperatures well below freezing, and that is going to start the accretion, all of the branches and the power lines and the roadways and the overpasses and bridges. Look at the timing for you, Oklahoma City. Don't get lulled into seeing, oh, 34, that's going to be fine. We're going to see everything melt. The roadways are fine. This is all going to be potentially treacherous and dangerous, but especially during late tonight and to early tomorrow, we think, for Oklahoma City. But notice you're going to be right on that edge there. So we want to make sure everyone's aware of that. For Wichita, we're thinking tomorrow morning into Sunday morning, all about that freezing rain. Very concerned about this number right here, because you get over ½ an inch, and that's again where you get to that crippling ice storm phase. Travel is going to be near impossible. That's a no-brainer, and widespread power outages are likely here. So if you're in these areas, now's the time to start thinking, how am I going to prepare to perhaps be without power for days? That means potentially without heat for days and not being able to get medication and things like that. That's the idea that we're trying to drive home here in this area in pink. Where's it all coming from? Well, we're still looking at our upper level low digging way down into Southern California. Look at the feedback. All of that moisture getting pulled into our system right along our boundary. With that upper level energy in place, we've got plenty of opportunity to see lift and all that warmth and moisture pulled in off the Gulf and over that cold air. So that's why we're thinking it's not just a few hours, but probably a few days and a few impulses that'll continue to bring about that icy mix well into hard out of it for you. We'll take a look at Dallas, and you're talking about cool rain today, some clouds tomorrow, and then Sunday, temperatures way up into the mid and upper 60s, near 70 degrees with showers and thunderstorms, and then you see drier beyond that. So what's going on? Well, we've been talking about how warmth and humidity and that moisture is coming up with our storm system. Our area of low pressure and the upper levels coming in, working with all of that, creating some instability. Not only that, but bringing up those strong low-level winds. And that is power for showers and thunderstorms. And then, of course, with the temperatures mild, the humidity high, you have that boundary in place, and that is going to be enough of a trigger. And you have all of the support you need for big thunderstorms at the mid-levels too. So basically everything's coming together for thunderstorms. By Sunday, we think some of those will be on the severe side. Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Abilene to Lubbock. It's damaging wind threat, possibility of some hail, and unfortunately we're looking at torcons already here for Sunday. A 3 out of 10 for Central Texas. Again, here we are on Friday, looking ahead to Sunday, not 0 on the scale. It is low, but not 0. So make sure you have a way to get warnings. Could be a pretty busy day on Sunday. Also, a lot of rain to go along with it between now and, say, Tuesday evening. Maybe as much as 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in some of these areas. But look how widespread that potential for 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is. This atmosphere is socked with moisture. It is fully loaded. So Memphis, too, where you're looking at showers and into Saturday, also into Monday and Tuesday. That's the stormy day for you as we get into Tuesday, as all of this tries to push off to the east. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Notice those overnight temperatures, very mild. Temps will be into the 50s, and by Monday, lows down into the low 60s. With the ice storm, we were concerned about power outages. Here are some hacks. Just about 17 minutes for the top of the hour, and we have a big focus on travel because of obviously the possibility of some icy conditions across portions of the Central Plains and eventually into the Midwest. So we want to give our best heads up to you on this Friday. It's a busy travel day anyway, and a lot of states in the pink and the purple really advising motorists to stay off the road. And we're going to show you why we're enforcing that message. Let's just take that I-70 corridor. As you can see, a lot of pink. We're starting to see the I-44 corridor in through Missouri be a possibility of already seeing some of that freezing rain. But Kansas City already well below freezing into the 20s. So we're just waiting on that moisture to move in. St. Louis, we're kind of there already. So icy conditions here, 31 degrees today, that freezing rain by this afternoon, and we'll start to see that continue through the overnight. We're heading eastbound now towards Indianapolis, where it's just cloudy and 36 right now. But again, with this system on the move, changing driving conditions. It's not going to stay perfect driving weather either in Indianapolis. So a heads up there heading into the weekend. All right, let's take you now down to Dallas, where we have showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for you as we get into the end of the weekend. Right now, some showers and 52, but I-35 is going to be another highly impacted corridor when it comes to the icy travel potential. So you head up towards Oklahoma City and seeing some light precipitation right now, but again, it doesn't take much to kind of glaze everything. And you see 34 degrees today, so Oklahoma City will be on that border line, freezing and below freezing through this event. So we take I-35 up northward towards Kansas City. Again, Kansas City, we're spending a lot of time there because again, it's sort of in that bullseye area. And with the game conditions that we've been talking about, the Chiefs, a lot of people coming in from out of town are going to try to come in from out of town. And again, we're highly recommending that you avoid travel because Kansas City could be one of those spots that really has and really sees the high impact temperatures into the 20s. All right, that I-49 corridor between as you get into Arkansas and on up to the north, Fayetteville, looking at showers, certainly on the warmer side, at least for now, 44 degrees. We head northbound up to Joplin, and again, that portion of Missouri, southwestern Missouri, already starting to see some of that light precipitation, although temperature-wise, we're right on the edge. So just exercise a lot of caution because you can end up from wet to very icy pretty quickly. All roads end in Kansas City once again. So all those interstates heading that way, just be on the lookout for those changing driving conditions. All right, let's get you looking ahead. Rain potential there still ongoing. Meanwhile, across the west, not as much snow coverage, but still enough. So basically north of that I-40 corridor is where you could be looking at some of that snowy weather. Tomorrow, it's in the form of rain. On the northern end of things, Chicago, Minneapolis, Boston, it is just cool to cold, but dry for now. Here comes Sunday, and keeping in mind, again, this is the area that we're looking at for today. It takes a little bit of a jog to the north. So Des Moines, keeping an eye on you. Absolutely watching the severe threat for Sunday and a Torcon of 3 for central Texas. So think about your plans on Sunday and through central Texas. Monday still looking to be a mess. Look at this. On the backside, some of that snow as far north as central Minnesota. Minneapolis looking at that snow potential even on into Tuesday, with the surge of rain all the way up into northern Michigan and western New York State here by the middle of the week. That takes over the I-95 corridor in the east with rain as far north as New England. And then after that quick break west, here we go again. A mess with that rain making it all the way down to Los Angeles again with some